Welcome back to another episode of Stay Motivated. Today, I have the pleasure of showing you this 1994 Blaster that I picked up last night. Got home around 2 in the morning. It was an insane road trip, all-day adventure, but it popped up on Marketplace, saw this color scheme, and I just had to have it, man. It's a little bit dirty, started cleaning it up slightly. Definitely needs some work. Does not turn on as of yet. I have kicked it over, so it's got good compression. I don't know, they were trying to do something on it. I feel like it was a nice complete blaster at one point. This looks aftermarket. Obviously the carb is aftermarket. They started switching things to remove the Tours box, I assume, because here's the stock oil bottle that I've never actually got to see. So I don't know if it works. Definitely got a huge project ahead of me. At some point recent, it was in a great condition because it still has the snorkel tube. Like, you know, you don't usually see stuff like that. You know, it's clean inside. Yeah, it's not falling apart. That's a plus. Look at this. That's funny. Oh, I've got a spark plug. That's good for a spark plug tool. That's awesome. And this is where you put the oil. So instead of pre-mixing, you're supposed to put it in there, and it automatically does it for you. This one does not have the system, but the wire's right here. That's how I bought it. So we pre-mix this one. 32 to 1, 93 premium all day, baby. So this has a nice setup. I did all this work. We taped it up, cleaned it up. This starts off beautifully. We drilled and tapped this idle screw, new cap, new throttle cable. Deleted the Tours. This still has it, so we're gonna go into that, take all care of this, put a new lever, clean her all up. You already know, before we work on the machine, we gotta wash it. So we gotta wash all this, and I'm gonna check the reeds, kind of make sure everything's sealed off. I'll probably put a bag over this to make sure no water gets into there before I work on it. Well, bolt missing. It's got the little guard tube. Brakes work. So I'm gonna use this to see how smooth this is. I think maybe the cable is seized up on that one, because the back brakes, they move but they don't lock up in the back. So these lock up. It doesn't move. So this looks kind of weird. Notice how it's like dark. I think what this is, it feels like wax. I think the gentleman before me tried to wax this for like a buffer. So that's something I gotta go through, and that's gonna take me some time. I bought some alcohol to see if it'll break down the wax. So definitely got a big project ahead of me. For the most part, it's all there. A lot of red clay. This looks crazy. So let's get to it. It's Memorial Day weekend. My wife's gonna ride that around in the yard. Kind of get a little feel for it, you know, until she gets used to it. She likes the open stuff, open field stuff. While I work on this, see what I can get this going. Gentleman told me it was running, and he's just not a two-stroke guy. So once they ran out of gas, he didn't know how to mix it, and I just told him, I was like, leave it. Like, he'd just rather trade it for a four-stroke if I had one, but I didn't have a four-stroke four-wheeler, so I ended up buying it off him. And here it is. cage cleaned up. Air filter held up pretty good. I think it's still wet a little bit. No, that's still oil. I love this stuff. Maxima Racing Fab 1. You know it's good. It sprays blue. Instead of grease, I like to use this just a little closer and thicker. I need a new one soon. That's probably too much, but I'd rather have enough than not enough. Massage it in. Put it on the cage. In like this. So that ready. On the inside, this is just the stuff that's on my hands. The reason a little bit on the inside, because if anything happens to make it through, it'll catch it. Now I'd rather it get stuck on this in here instead of all the way traveling down the tube. So you don't need to put a lot. That's the reason why I'm just using whatever's left over in my hand. This stuff is strong, it works amazing. Alright, what I'm going to do now is take off this jug. This jug goes to the oil injection. So before I put this on, I decided to do a cold, dead cold compression test. Took off the coil, spark plug, kicked it about 8-9 times until it stopped rising, and it read about 145 at exactly 145 psi. So that's pretty decent for being dead cold, not having the carburetor connected. All right, I'm working on this torque system now that I understand it. I did it on that Blaster. Works great. I had to get the cap and a new throttle cable. There's the kits and the idle screw. This one, I'm gonna try and make this Chinese carb work because I don't have the lock for this needle for the OEM carb. So until I find that, I can't use that. So he had it running with this, he said, and so I'm gonna clean it up. Obviously, since it's Chinese, there's no numbers on the jets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the jets out of this and see if the original ones from that one fit here. And a plus for this is that it already has an idle screw, so that way I don't have to drill that one. Big problem why it didn't start. I had to make a new gasket. In between here and the reeds, there's a gasket that goes here. So I took it off to clean the reeds, and I noticed that there was like piece like that missing from the top half. So, and it sounds like it's just sucking straight air. Spark plug was also loose. Literally, like, it might have been tightened at one point, but it was finger tight. This is the line for the self pre-mix oil in the back. So most times you usually don't see this part. Everybody takes them off because they don't work properly or they stop functioning and you risk blowing up the motor. So it's always good to just always have it pre-mixed. That's my preference. I will be removing all this. All right, got this throttle cable kinda sorta working. I think it's probably gonna have an air leak from the top of the cap, but as long as I can get it to turn on, that's all. I just want to hear it on real quick before I order anything. Got the gas tank fitted from that one onto this. Chinese carburetor on deck. I'm gonna open the valve. See how we go from here. There's the fuel. Okay. No fuel drip. Awesome. Definitely a new throttle cable, new clutch cable, but let's get this on first and we'll go from there. So choke's already on. Switch is on. Air filter's oiled and sitting. It might be a little rich, which is good, a plus. Switch on, switch on. Keys on. Let's see what she gives us. She's in neutral. Oh, snap. What? Yes, another runner. Awesome, damn. We got another winner. Beautiful. I'm gonna raise the idle. Oh, there's absolutely no. Let's see if I can get a little adjustment. Yes, we got a runner. So, turn the choke off. So, caught something right now. Kill switch doesn't work. We'll figure that out in a second. Wouldn't be surprised. It's down here somewhere, but we'll figure that out. Build up. Now that we got her on, we're gonna start ordering some stuff for her, get her right again. So that's exciting. Like and subscribe for the journey. And remember guys, ride safe.